It's pretty extraordinary that we, select group of human beings, because of whatever touched us at some point in our lives, are able to sit in a room and come together and actually talk about saving the planet.
Well, aren't we blessed? We got Lurch watching over the environment for us. Did you hear what that guy said? They're a select group of people. You know, they've been chosen to take care of us. How much bullshit do they expect us to take? You guys remember who he was? You remember about his military record? He was actually a disgrace to the military and to the people he served with. He actually spoke out against the country in front of Congress. You know, this guy has been nothing but a POS his whole life, and now he thinks he's in charge of the environment for the American people. I can't tell you how much my ass he can kiss. All right, that's my rant for the night. That's enough. But that guy just ticks me off so bad. I hope I sound all right out there, guys. Let me know. I got some kind of glitch going on here. I can't see your comments. I get very few comments here on this feed.
I got your back.
And Lady Prepper's doing the talking for me over there, and I appreciate it. I know Linda Farrow's here. I know that. She told me that. Glenn Anderson's here. Appreciate that.
Andy Girl 98.
And Andy Girl, here we go. Something's popping up here. There we go. Who's your prepper nurses with us? All right.
Fluffy's in the house.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. So you're cracking up tonight. I hope so. I mean, all this stuff is serious, but I like to deliver it in kind of a satirical manner, but that's just me. That's the way I look at things.
Boss is in the house.
Craig's with us. All right. Yes, I don't see him yet. So I'm pretty sure I know that Tammy Joe's here, I'm sure.
Yep.
And I know Cynthia's here from Big's Prepper Kitchen. Yep. Appreciate that, y'all. I really do. I appreciate it. But, you know, first thing I want to do is thank all of you for being here. Again, we picked up some subscribers this week, and I hope there's some new folks in here with us. And I hope I can deliver things the way you want to hear them. But I'm not here to just tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to give you my opinion on them and hope you agree with it. And if you don't, that's okay. If you disagree, that's fine. What have I got? Something just popped up here. Who is it? Fluffy. All right. Fluffy's with me. I see that. Thank you for being with us. I do appreciate it. Jazz Cat, you just popped in. Thank you for being here. All right. If you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and pop a link to that in the subscription right there. If you have one, I know Who's Your Prepper Nurse, you're with us. I know you have one. I know Cynthia has a couple. You need to check all those out. But one of our favorites, Lori, I understand Lori from Lori's Prepper Pantry is not feeling well. She's in the hospital. So let's say a prayer for her. And while we're on the topic, has anybody heard from Linda over at Linda's Prepper Kitchen? I haven't seen anything from her in a while, so I hope she's just taking some time off. But, you know, I'm praying that she's okay. I do miss her videos. Sports Mobile 83 is a new one. All right. Thanks for being with us. Do appreciate it. 4th and goal. There we go. All right. I got some stuff popping up here now. I'm starting to be able to see some of you folks. But it was a mess when I first connected here. I don't know why. But you know.
Oh, Hoosier said Linda had a death in the family and is taking some time off.
Oh my goodness. Let's pray for her.
Yes.
All right. Let's pray for her death in the family.
Okay. Pray for her family.
Yeah, pray for her family. We know that it's tough. I know that it's tough. I lost my mom back in March, and it was devastating. So when you lose your mama, you're always mama's boy, no matter how old you are. That's the truth right there. All right. But like I was saying, thank you folks for being here with me. Hope some new folks are in here. But let me go on what I was going to do tonight. We're going to get to the money. Believe me, your money's in trouble, folks. It really is. And I've got a trail going here. I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. But first, I want to show you this. I am so proud of my Florida State Supreme Court. They ruled this week that no city, county, any kind of municipality within the state of Florida can regulate any guns further than what the state does. And the state really don't, it's kind of, the only thing we don't have here is constitutional carry. But you can carry whatever the hell you want to carry, and that's a good thing. But the governor can actually fine any local politicians that tries to institute any kind of gun regulations beyond what the state has. And they made it possible for citizens to sue those people, which is awesome. So it's going to be fun to see how that turns out. I know that I don't know why they don't just go ahead and make constitutional carry legal here. Florida was the first state in the United States back in 1987 to have a shall issue on permits. If a citizen wasn't a felon, they were over 21. Now, at the time, it was 18, I think. If they were over 18, they had to give them a gun permit. They had to. We were the first state in the union to pass that law.
Jess Cat wants to know if that applies to the pistol brace.
The pistol brace thing right now is kind of still up in the air. That's federal. That's not state. So, but I don't think the pistol brace thing is a law because the ATF's not they're not a legislative body. They can't make law. All they can do is make rules. And the NRA is going to challenge that. They've already got that in the works. Gun Owners of America is on board with them and a couple of other pro-Second Amendment groups. So that one's not going to stand up. It's not going to stand up at all. What's this we got here? Fourth and Goal. Volume 1 of your book set was outstanding. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to the rest of the story. Well, you got them. I sent them to you. I hope you enjoy them all like you enjoyed that one. But let me get back on topic here. I always like to pat myself on the back. I'm proud of my writing, but don't know if you guys noticed it, but this week there was a new, I guess you would call it a term instituted into the gun control crap after the shooting in California the other day. The sheriff of that local county came up with a new phrase for them to use, and that's an assault pistol. Now, I did a lot of research today trying to find out what an assault pistol is, which is what that shooter supposedly had. I couldn't find anything on it.
That's why it took you a lot of research.
Yeah. I do a lot of work on the things
I think it would come up on your very first question.
I bring you folks here. I do a lot of work on that, and I couldn't find what an assault pistol was anywhere. So that's just another term they made up to try to attack the Second Amendment. So look forward to that one coming at you soon. I'm sure it's going to be what Joe said, the semi-automatic 9mm that blows the lung out of the body. How damn dumb is that guy, right? But hey, let me move on, Joe. I'm just telling you, look forward to that to come at you. But something kind of funny did happen with the ATF. Federal prosecutors this past week. There was a man in Rhode Island that got arrested. He had 200 guns in his possession and thousands of rounds of ammo. But that's not why he was arrested. He was arrested because he was taking drugs and he lied on an ATF form when he bought a gun. Now,
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that sounds pretty familiar to me. They prosecute this guy, but Joe's crackhead son, everybody knows what he did. And then he made it even worse by throwing that gun into a dumpster near a school. Where's the prosecution on that one? It's crazy. That's called selective enforcement, I believe, and that is unconstitutional. So, but these people don't give a damn about the Constitution. people in charge right now. It's ridiculous. It's just getting old, you know, it's wearing thin. They're going to push that envelope and they're going to push it to the point that it's going to break, and they ain't going to like what they got coming. That's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Lori texted Cynthia and said she's in good hands.
Lori is doing good. Okay, cool. That's good to hear. All right. We got to pray for our folks, our community here. We got a good one. And we got to pray for each other. So if you don't believe in the power of prayer, that's your choice. But I'm going to offend you because I do, and I bring it up occasionally. So I'm going to, let me go on here. We did some shopping this week, and I want to show you something. See that right there? 4 potatoes, 1 pepper, and 1 cucumber. $8. That cost us $8. If you think a food shortage ain't coming, something wrong with you folks. I mean, it's not just inflation. It's supply and demand too. I noticed when we were in the store there the other day, in the dairy section, there was no butter. There was no sour cream. There was no cream cheese. But pretty much about the only dairy product they had was milk, which leads me to believe that there's a shortage of milk, and the only thing they're producing is milk. They're not producing the products that come off of that, like butter and margarine, stuff like that. But it's only going to get worse. I've been telling you, and I'm going to tell you again, get that food, folks. Get it now while you can, because inflation's going through the roof, and the food supply is going to get short. I'm saying probably about early summer. You're not going to see a lot of the products that you see every
She said
day.
she's seeing less and less toilet paper again.
Who is?
Katie.
Katie?
Yeah.
Oh, did I get her? Yeah, I got her right there. All right. Looks like I'm operating pretty good here now.
I haven't noticed the toilet paper, but I've been looking. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen a shortage of that yet, but we still haven't gotten to the point where we have to buy any. So
We have a toilet paper plant in the backyard. We're
Yeah.
growing toilet paper.
yeah, we got a toilet paper plant. I can't tell you what it is because I'm just not a garden person. I can't grow
It
weeds.
smells like like
But-
a smear vent.
but-
It's really good.
But hey, hopefully, I'm telling you folks,
We're in
hopefully
trouble if we have to use that plant.
you'll get out there. Hopefully you'll get out there and get that food while you can. Right now, I'm telling you, it's coming. Yep. They want a world socialist order. That's right. That brings me to my next topic. Let me pop this up here. How many of you folks heard about this? Declaration of North America. This is Joe's latest attempt to socialize our country and join it with every other country. Well, basically in the world, but he's going to start with North America, Canada and Mexico and the United States. We're all going to be one. They signed the agreement, what was it, a week ago Sunday, when Joe said he was going to the border and then he was going to, stop over in Mexico. That's what they were doing. They signed an agreement with Mexico and Canada and the United States, and we're all going to be one here pretty soon. That's what they're trying to do. And there we go. They're pushing that envelope again. Don't think Justin Trudeau will like what's going to happen. But, he's straight up communist. We know that. His father's Fidel Castro. That hadn't been proven, but if you look at him and you look at Castro, and then, you do a little research, you'll find out that Trudeau's mother was hanging out with Castro back about the time he was born. So that kind of throws a suspicion in the works there. But we're all going to be one. No borders. So get ready for that. All right. We're here to talk about your dollar. That's what we're here to talk most about. And what's about to happen to it. It's ridiculous. As you know, we left the gold standard in 1971. And this right here is a chart showing you how much gold we have in reserve in the United States. And they have about 16 billion in silver in reserve too. So that'll bring that total up to almost $500 billion. But if you look down there and you see how much money we got in circulation, $2.1 trillion. That means your dollar is worth less than 25 cents if we were going on the old gold standard. Now, U.S. currency is fiat currency. That means nothing backs it up other than the government saying this is worth money. Well, as the country gets weaker and weaker, which it's doing every day, that makes your dollar weaker and weaker. Plus, the only thing that's kept that dollar afloat since then was the fact that you couldn't buy oil on the world market without a U.S. dollar. If countries like the Philippines or Indonesia or whoever that don't really have oil resources wanted to buy oil from a Middle Eastern country or a South American country, they had to use U.S. dollars. And that's what propped the dollar up. They had to buy U.S. dollars to buy oil to make the energy they needed. Well, guess what's happening? All the oil producing countries are getting off of that. It started with Russia during the war. I don't know if you remember this, but Russia decided that they would sell their oil based on their currency, which makes sense. Can't blame them for that. Then Iran jumped on board a couple of months later. You can use any currency. Any nation can use their currency to buy oil now from Russia and Iran. You think, okay, that's just two countries. We don't deal much with them anyway. They ain't no big deal. But guess who else has jumped on board with that? Saudi Arabia. That's where we get the majority of our oil now that Joe shut down American oil production. So Saudi Arabia will take currency from any country in the world for their oil, which is going to weaken our dollar. Now, those countries that don't have oil reserves don't have to buy U.S. dollars to buy oil. They can use their own currency if they buy from Russia, Saudi Arabia, or Iran. And pretty soon, United Arab Emirates is going to jump on board with that. So that weakens the dollar more and more and more. Your dollar is going down every day. Excuse me, folks, this one's for you. The value of your dollar is dropping more and more each day. A lot of people say that the U.S. military backs the strength of our dollar. Well, what's happening to the U.S. military? They care more about which bathroom you use and which panties a soldier wants to wear than they do about, protecting his country. So they're getting weaker and weaker every day, which means your dollar's getting weaker every day. The whole world sees this. And that's, they're starting, if you don't know what BRICS is, I'm about to tell you. BRICS is an organization. It's an organization of countries that's come together that's similar to the G20. Now, some of these countries that are in BRICS, BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's what the acronym stands for. Those were the founding countries. They joined together their economies to actually compete with the G20. But the biggest problem is the countries they have coming on board. They have Argentina, Iran, Saudi Arabia, like I said, Nigeria, Egypt, and 8 other countries are jumping on board with this. And they're doing this for one simple reason. Because the dollar's getting weaker. They're forming an economic power on their own that's not based on the U.S. dollar. And there we go again, your dollar's getting even weaker. So you need to look at where we are as far as our economy. It's getting worse every day. Your dollar's getting weaker every day. And I've told you, like I said a couple of months ago, get out there and get you some gold and silver. Get it in your hand. Get it now. Because when the dollar does finally collapse, the value of those precious metals are going to shoot through the roof. And you'll have them in your hand. You won't have them in the bank, which will close. Speaking of that, have you noticed that our government shut down and nothing's changed? Nope, nothing's changed. But that $10,000 a second debt that we're building up just keeps on cranking.
I was not paying attention. Did it shut down yesterday?
It shut
Or
down
this
on
week?
Friday.
Yeah, I did. Wait. Wow. We talked about it, and I
Yeah.
never even paid attention to the fact. Didn't watch the news all weekend. Okay.
Yeah, most people don't realize it because
I did not watch the news all weekend. I did not realize
it hasn't affected you. And
Yeah.
it just shows you what they're actually worth nothing up there. Washington is worth nothing. But, I'm begging you folks, make those preparations right now to secure your money, to get your food, and get ready for what's coming. I mean, you see what's happening in Atlanta, and that's just because some people are pissed off about a cop shooting somebody that should have been shot. But what's going to happen when the food runs out? What's going to happen when your dollar's no good anymore? It's going to be a nightmare everywhere in the country, not just in Atlanta or Philadelphia or Chicago or wherever they want to, get pissed off when the cops do something right. So you need to look at where we are, where you are, and what's coming. There's no doubt it's coming. I said a couple of weeks ago, I think it was my first New Year's show, that I think 2023 is a year when it's all going to speed up. We're going to start down that trail to destruction. And so far, it looks like I've been right. I pray that things will get straight one day, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think we're too far down the rabbit hole. There's no going back. I think it just has to collapse and be totally redone. And they're going to try to do that in the socialist model. But first, guess what they have to do? They have to disarm us. That ain't going to happen to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but no, that ain't going to happen to me. I appreciate you folks that come and watch my videos. But the last two videos I've posted have been about guns. The first one was tips for the new person that's doing a concealed carry. And the second one was about pellet guns. And they have been so suppressed. I was averaging about 300, 350 views on each video until those two come out. Neither one of them's reached 90 views yet. So they're bumping it down. If you'd do me a favor and go over there and check those out, I'd appreciate it. And share them with your friends. Share them with everybody you know. Try to get those numbers up for me. It's not about the money, guys. It's about the message. Believe me. I don't care about the money. I demonetized my channel last week to see the effects on it. And actually, nothing changed. Nothing at all. So I put everything back to normal. I ain't getting rich, believe me. I think last month I got $7 for my video. So,
Woohoo, I need new shoes.
yeah. I mean, that ain't even enough to buy a 6-pack. Come on. A good 6-pack. Let me put it that way. I ain't buying that bust heads. But things can only get worse. It's not going to get better, folks. Get ready. Get ready for what's coming. If you got any questions about anything that I have here, ask them now. Put it in all caps, please. Or shoot me an email if you want me to respond to anything. Or those videos. That first video I was talking about, the one they really suppressed about concealed carry, I put a lot of things out there for folks that I hope will help them out. So if you're one of those folks, shoot me an email. I'll answer any questions you have. But I think I'm going to get out of here early tonight, guys.
What's the DNA?
DNA is Declaration of North America.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's our DNA. That's what's coming. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, if you would, thank you. Thank you, Tommy Joe. Hit that like for me. I'd appreciate that. If you got anything you'd like to see me do or research or whatever, let me know. I'll be glad to do it for you. YouTube's stealing from everyone. Yes, they are. I mean, the reason why you don't see that little dollar sign down there where you can donate money to me is because they get 30% of that. Whatever you give somebody, YouTube gets 30% of it. So, I mean, there's a lot of folks out here like Biggs Prep. Yeah, send her some money because all of that money goes to the troops. I know that for a fact. So help her out. Send her that money. If you got a little bit you want to spare and help our guys out overseas, please do that. I'm sure she'd be glad. What we got here? Stay focused, my friends, and prepare. Absolutely. Everybody needs to do that. just bought a bigger size. What we got here? And I just bought the bigger size spices from Amazon for the same reason. Yep, cheaper than getting them from the grocery store. Grocery stores are getting out of hand. It's crazy. It's just crazy what food's costing, and it's only going to get worse, folks. So, like I said, I'm going to get out of here tonight. Need some ice. Got to have some ice. And Tucker's already passed out on the floor down there. I know y'all haven't seen Tucker in a while, but he's been a good boy. But if you would, go check those 2 videos out for me. Let me help me bump them numbers up. Give them a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. I am not going to stop bringing the message I think that you need to hear, no matter how much they suppress it. I don't care. I'll tell you right now, if you don't have a gun, you don't have a permit, get you a gun, get you a permit. If you can carry a gun legally without one, carry it. Don't leave home without it, just like an American Express card. Things are only getting worse. They're not going to get better. Keep your head on a swivel. With that, I'm going to say stay strong and stay patriotic. Pray for the United States of America. Me and Lady Prepper are out.